And we forget that as you point one finger at another, three fingers are pointing back at you. Let's watch this video from Jordan Peterson and Margaret Wade, and we'll talk about it.
So when I hear people telling me today, oh, Africa is poor because of colonization, I'm like, please, let's move on from that. Does it have maybe a tiny percentage in where we are today? Maybe, and I don't know. But I know it's not the cause. Because if it were, many countless countries have been colonized before. And by the way, colonizing one another is humanity's history. It just happened that maybe Africa has been one of the last, colonized region in the world. So in our psyche, it is there, and it acts like nothing happened before to others. But flash news, it's the history of the world. We've been capturing each other back and forth, all of that.
I totally agree with her that since the beginning of times, all mankind has done to themselves is to enslave, occupy, loot, and do whatever they can to their fellow human beings. With respect to colonization on Africa, I also totally agree with her that it has very little, if at all, anything to do with Africa being poor. And I'll quickly give two reasons for that. The first reason is that if you look at the 54 countries in Africa, two of them were never colonized, Ethiopia and Liberia. Now, these two countries, by not being colonized, have not fared better than the other ones who were colonized. Secondly, if you look at the richest countries in the world and get out the top five, you'll see that three of those top five countries were actually colonized. America was colonized, that United States of America was colonized. China was partially, if not totally, colonized. Then the fifth strongest economy, which is India, was also colonized. So if colonization actually impacted on people's poverty as we claim in Africa, then these countries, will not be where they are today. In fact, India currently moved from the 10th position to the 5th position in a space of 9 years. And they actually predicted to get to the 3rd position in a matter of 4, 5, 6 years. And they are working on it. So it is he who cannot dance that blames the floor, for his inability to dance. Moreover, what has colonization got to do with our African leaders cutting away over $50 billion every year from the African continent and moving those monies to Europe? Do we blame colonization for that? What about, our politicians who live very lavish lifestyles? They drive the most expensive cars, live in the most luxurious palaces, etc. Who do we blame for that? Colonization? So let's do what we're supposed to do instead of looking for who to blame at any point in time. So let's not become that dancer who didn't perform well and blamed the floor for his disastrous performance. We can do better than that. Black people all over the world, we are very good at pointing fingers. And we forget that as you point one finger at another, three fingers are pointing back at you. However, I must say that there are exceptions to this, and I will give those exceptions.